Hi there, it's Mr. Davis here. I'm just going to talk over this Year 4 parent information PowerPoint. I'm really sorry, I've got a bit of a cold, so I'm a little bit bunged up. So the Year 4 team this year is made up of myself and Jackie. I'm sure you all know Jackie far better than you know me, but if you've got any questions or queries, please don't hesitate to catch us at the end of the day. If there's something a little bit more serious that you need to speak to us about, you can always ring the office or even send a note in with your child. Yeah, there's no sort of COVID restrictions now, so we can talk face to face, which is nice. This is just our curriculum intent. This is kind of like what us as teachers at St George's kind of offer your children. I won't read it to you, but I've kind of highlighted some things that I think are really important about kind of progression and spiritual and personal development, encouraging children to lead their own learning. And as your children kind of go into Year 4 now, we do encourage them to become far more independent and lead their learning and kind of shape their own classroom and their own learning environment. Maths this year, this is the same as many years. All children must know and understand the 4 operations. They just must be able to add, subtract, multiply, and divide, and be able to calculate correctly. What's different about Year 4 is at the end of Year 4, children will take a statutory times tables test. So it's crucial children know their times tables. So the government brought this in, I think, maybe 2 years ago. So they will take a timed times tables test on either a computer or an iPad at the end of the year. And they have to be able to recall their times tables really, really quickly to pass that. So we'll be doing lots of work in school on times tables and knowing them inside out and really quickly. The other thing that's a bit new sort of brought in at the end of last year, going into this year, is something called Power Maths. And Power Maths is a scheme that we're following at St George's, and it's very much based around reasoning. So there's lots of kind of reasoning tasks in there, and the children have to use their mathematical understanding to problem solve constantly. The curriculum's changed a little bit, and problem solving is really, really high on the agenda. So everything the children do, the focus is on they have to be able to use it to problem solve and to reason. Reading, hugely important. So our aim is to continue to cultivate the children's love of reading. Therefore, the children are expected to read every evening, anything of their choice, but they will have the opportunities to choose books from the class and school library to take home with them. So we do want children to be reading. They will read it in school, but it's really important they read at home too, because it develops language, imagination, thinking skills, concentration, memory, emotional resilience, humour, experience, knowledge, and so much more. Writing kind of goes hand in hand with this. When writing is important for children to punctuate their sentences correctly and accurately. There is a huge focus in the curriculum on grammar, with sentences being written in grammatically correct form, and there's also a lot of focus on children understanding grammatical concepts. So they're using a lot of language that seems very technical, but children tend to grasp it really, really quickly. And the quicker they grasp the grammar behind writing, that their writing will come on leaps and bounds. I really believe that. Encouraging your children to write at any given opportunity will support their writing development. So please encourage this as much as possible. Letters, diary entries, invitations, shopping list, birthday cards, stories, it all helps. And if nothing else, it just improves presentation, handwriting, fine motor skills. So it's really important, again, that children are being given the opportunities to write in and out of school. Spellings, parents' favourite. Children in Year 4 will be given spellings on a Friday to be tested the following Friday. It's kind of pointless giving children a spelling test if they're going to learn the words and then those words kind of fall out of their mind after they've done the test and they're not spelling them correctly in their work. So we kind of have to find ways of those spellings going into their long-term memory, which can be kind of putting old spellings back into new spelling lists, kind of revisiting them, and just making sure that they are spelled correctly in their writing. But we really hope that you can help your children to learn their spellings at home. A good way of doing this is to look, cover, write, check. It's also important that children learn the meaning of the words. Putting them into context of a sentence is a good way of doing this and supports their reading development and expands their vocabulary. So whenever I'm giving the children a spelling test, I always read the word within a sentence so they've got some idea of what that word means. In work, children will also be given an English and maths homework task on a Friday to be handed in the following Friday. This will either be completed on a worksheet or in their learning logs. They haven't got learning logs just yet, but they will have. On occasion, children will be given homework tasks from our wider curriculum. So given out on a Friday to be handed in the following Friday. And I'll be encouraging the children, if they've got problems with not being able to do their homework, just to communicate that with me in a kind of mature way. It's really good for the children to, build a relationship with myself, and if they're coming to me and saying, I can't do my homework for these reasons and those reasons are acceptable, then that's absolutely fine. PE day for year 4 is on a Thursday. Please ensure that your child comes to school on a Thursday dressed in their PE kit. This is something we started doing kind of during lockdown. It's really worked well. It kind of gives us more time to do a PE lesson, doesn't waste sort of 10 minutes at the start and the end. Their PE kit should include the correct coloured t-shirt of their house, and those are the colours underneath. Farrer's blue, Ennis Hills green, Simmons is yellow, and Wiggins is red. This term, that's a bit of a typo. This time the children will be going swimming on a Tuesday afternoon. I think they went swimming last year as well, so they'll be continuing to doing it for this term. They come into school in their school uniform and bring their swimming costume and towel with them. I think a letter has already gone out about this to you. So yeah, just reiterating, it's Tuesday afternoon. Topic this year, we'll be continuing with our big questions. The autumn term is a discover term, and we will have a history focus. Spring term is our explore term with a geography focus, and the summer term is a create term with an art focus. Questions this year are, well, that's a very big one. How should power be used? Should the future matter to me? And why does change happen? So there'll be lots of kind of work exploring those questions and pulling them apart. That's all from me. I hope you found that useful. Again, if you've got any questions, please come and talk to me. I'm always happy to speak to parents. Thank you.